Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Good morning to you. Happy Saints Victory Monday. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Today, we're going to be talking about the Saints Week 8 victory over the Chicago Bears. What have we learned about this team? What things can we do to try to build on the momentum, of the New Orleans Saints? They have built up over the last couple weeks. But I want to say thank you all for filing in, all the people that's filing into the chat. I also want to say thank you to everybody that is new to the State of the Saints podcast, checking out the podcast for the first time. Really do appreciate it. I think that the Saints on yesterday, I think they showed us a lot. I think we can nitpick this team to death. We can talk about how this team, give up big plays. We can talk about some of the things that we see that are incredibly alarming. But I just want to take this moment to look at this team for what it is. I've been saying this for the last couple of weeks. What you see is what you get from the New Orleans Saints. This is a team that is always going to be in nail biters, on the edge of your seat type games. I think that the way that the Saints are structured, the way that the Saints are built, they're built in a way where, they're going to take a team's best shot, but they're going to continuously be there in the end. This is a tough, battle-tested team. I think all of the, heartbreak that they have been through over the past few years, I think some luck is starting to fall in their favor, but I do question a tad bit, how long are you going to be able to win games like this? I mean, how long are you going to live on the edge like this before it comes back to bite you? I do feel like the New Orleans Saints offensively will get better when Michael Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders get back. I think the offense should be fine, but I'm still concerned about the defense. And I'm concerned about the defense because I just don't feel like this team defensively is ready for prime time. I don't think that this is a defense that we can take into the playoffs and that will get some stops and also help us to make our way to the Super Bowl. I just don't feel that way. I just feel like the Saints need to be aggressive. Now, I understand the trade deadline, I think, is over tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I think tomorrow is the last day where teams can actually try to get trades before the deadline. I will hope that Mickey Loomis, Sean Payton on the phone, calling some other organization where they can actually maybe work out a trade to try to send a player to New Orleans to try to help out. I don't know if it can be Gilmore. I don't know if it can be J.J. Watt, Ryan Kerrigan, or maybe you can look on the street to find somebody like Earl Thomas. But I think that the New Orleans Saints, they need to get a little bit more bang for their buck when it comes to the defense. I just think that this defense is going to eventually cause us a lot of heartbreak, a lot of pain. They play tough. They're a resilient group. I think they mean well, but I just think that eventually it is going to cause us a lot of heartbreak, man. It's going to cause us a lot of frustration. It's not a game that doesn't go by where they don't give up a big play. And, I don't feel like you have to get slapped in the face in order for you to wake up. I really think that this team needs to find ways to try to make sure that they put this team together so they can actually make a legitimate Super Bowl run. I just think that the way that the offense is playing over the past couple of weeks and the past couple of games, I think that's the reason why the Saints have been so competitive, because Drew Brees has been doing a masterful job, especially in the 2-minute drills. He's done a good job not turning the ball over, not putting the ball in harm's way, but you're asking your offense to basically play a perfect game. The Saints offensively can't really make any mistakes. Seriously, folks, they can't make any mistakes. If the Saints end up making a mistake, rather it be next week or down the line, this could cost this team. And I just think that you're living on the edge. So I really want to see this team get better. I want them to live out their true potential. And I want them to have all hands on deck, man. I mean, understand that Drew Brees is not going to play this game forever. So you want to try to put him in a position where he can try to make one more shot at a championship before he wraps up his career, man. We definitely got to do that. Now, I'm not saying this because of, Tampa Bay and all that kind of stuff. I can care less about that. I don't care about that because the way I look at it, the way that Tampa Bay are trying to structure their team, they're trying to catch the Saints. The Saints aren't trying to catch them. I like that aspect. But I just think that you owe it to Drew Brees to try to make sure that you put the best team together in order for them to make a run at a Super Bowl. So right now, I'm going to go into the chat, man, read some of your comments, see what you all have to say. Shouts out to Simba, Brian, Deuce, Shay. Let's see. Shamika is in here. Keen Arthur is in here as well. So thank y'all so much. We're going to go ahead. We're going to start with Simba. Simba says, what do you think Chauncey said to win? I really don't know, man. I don't know what he said, but I will say this. The Saints have found themselves a goon. You know what I'm saying? It's been a while, like it's been about a decade. I think the last goon the Saints actually had on their team was Anthony Hargrove. Like that's the last time the Saints actually had a goon on their squad. But I mean, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is a goon. I think you need one of those guys on the team, a guy that's just this top-notch trash talker that can get into the head of the opponent. And for all those people out there that's talking about Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, talking about, he took a L because the guy punched him in the face. No, I beg to differ. Anybody that ever played football and you have talked to someone and they have gotten themselves out of their position, that person that got them out of their position is the winner. The fact that this guy threw a punch at Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and got himself ejected, to me, that is a win. And let's just look at it this way. If Chauncey Gardner-Johnson would have retaliated and hit that guy back, then they both would have been ejected. And that would have caused both of the teams, guys that can help the team win. So anybody that's thinking, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson lost, he took a L because he didn't throw a punch in a lose situation. Like, I would wonder how old you are. And then the next thing I would have to ask you is, what are you smoking? I mean, he obviously won that, but the Saints definitely got a goon. Chosen, it says, who that TJ? I seen someone call Drew overrated and that he gets carried by the O-line. TJ, how do you respond to that? Man, I can make an argument that Drew Brees makes the offensive line look good. I mean, it's been a couple of times if you take any other quarterback out there, like you look at one of the plays in particular, like Cesar Ruiz, when he was blocking Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack got past Cesar Ruiz, but Drew Brees stepped up in the pocket, you know what I'm saying? He delivered the ball even though it hit the ground. But it's just stuff like that, Quarterbacks are not going to help out the offensive line the way Drew Brees does. The fact that Drew Brees doesn't take a sack, the fact that Drew Brees would throw it at a receiver's feet just so he won't take a sack, that kind of helps the offensive line because although those teams are getting pressure on Drew Brees, it's still helping the offensive line as far as their percentages. It's talk about not giving up sacks. So anybody that think that it's just the O-line, first off, I would say that, okay, if that means the O-line are doing their job. And another thing is it's a testament to how great Drew Brees is and his unwillingness to take a sack. Okay, I mean, that's what I would say to him. And also, Chosen, man, I was talking on the phone with my mom this morning, and she was talking about your call on yesterday, man. And she was talking about the metaphor that you used to describe the game. So she was talking about how much she loved it. She said that was a really good metaphor. So she wanted me to tell you that, man. So you got some high praise from Mama Jones, bro. Brian says, I'm convinced CJ Gardner-Johnson gets under a lot of people's skin. Yeah, man. I'm just wondering, like, what is he saying to these guys, man? I mean, I heard him on the field when Nick Foles was trying to do a hard count, and you can hear him clapping and saying, "That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work." I don't know what he be saying to these guys, man, but he getting under a lot of guys' skin. I mean, the fact that, you got Michael Thomas wanting to punch him in the face. You got Javon Wims trying to punch him in the face. Like, I don't know, man. He doing something, but I'm just glad he on our team. I mean, if he can get in guys' head like that, I mean, this is like Jalen Ramsey stuff right here. You know what I'm saying? I think what's that dude named Cortland Finnegan? You know what I'm saying? Like that's like that's borderline Cortland Finnegan with Andre Johnson. You know what I'm saying? Like that. like Josh Norman type stuff, man. So he definitely in the heads of the competition, man. No doubt about that. We need MT and Emmanuel Sanders back and see what our offense can really do. I think they're gonna come back next week. I think they both gonna be playing at a game on Sunday night. It would have to be something really major for Michael Thomas not to play in the game on Sunday. Marley G Media says, great ugly win. At least we know we can win tough ones. Shout out to Breeze without 3 wide receivers on the road against the Bears D. You know, and I say this, man. Can y'all imagine if this was Tom Brady doing this? Can y'all imagine if this was Patrick Mahomes doing this? Aaron Rodgers doing this? Drew Brees don't get no type of credit. Like, I was looking at, like, just the national media, like, cover this game. And they just made it seem like, oh, anybody can do it. That's what I really don't like. They make it seem like anybody can do it if it's something that the Saints do. Or if it's somebody other than Drew Brees and the Saints, oh, my goodness, they the best things in sliced toast bread. Drew Brees went out there with virtually nothing. No disrespect to the receivers out there, man, but none of them are household names. This man went out there and took a bunch of undrafted free agents, late round picks, and went out there and won a football game with these guys. I mean, throwing these guys the ball, putting these guys in positions to make plays. Are you kidding me, man? Tommy Lee Lewis just got signed by the team. Bruh, if this was anybody else, if this was a Tom Brady, if this was a Peyton Manning back in the day, if this was a Aaron Rodgers, a Patrick Mahomes, man, they would be talking about how great these guys are. But they rather just sit up there and nitpick, you know what I'm saying, the Saints, and talk about, oh, they're not as explosive as they once were. But these guys are winning football games. They're finding ways to win. I just don't understand, like, why the Saints don't get no credit from the national media. It's like they don't want to talk about them or something. It's like they don't want to waste their time. It's like they don't want to try to take a few minutes to talk about, you know what I'm saying, how impressive this team is, you know what I'm saying, being under the circumstances they've been under. I mean, come on, man, like, knock it off. And not to mention, they just had a hurricane that came through earlier in the week that knocked out power. These guys were without power. They had all these different situations going on with family members, hoping their family members are safe, hoping that their power come back on. And this team goes up to Soldier Field, a dome team, playing in low weather conditions, you know what I'm saying, and go out there and ball and win the game. Like, come on, man. Like I said, if this was Brady, it would be, man, they would be talking about this guy ad nauseum. We are going to Tampa Bay. Yep. 90% of our offense is Kamara. Hey, you got to use what you got, man. You got to use what you got. You know how the media is. If it doesn't fit the narrative, then they try to ignore it and act like it didn't happen or try to make it seem like anybody can do it. Man, that's just the truth, your boy, Jay. I mean, like I said, if this was Tom Brady or if it was somebody from the Dallas Cowboys doing it, which I really didn't understand. Somebody explain to me, how is it that the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles, as trash as the NFC East is, are on national television on prime time? Are you kidding me? Just last week, Tom Brady and the Las Vegas Raiders were supposed to be the primetime game. They flexed these guys to the evening. Both of these teams have winning records. Both of these guys have, like, you think about the Raiders, they're a historical franchise. You think about the Buccaneers, they got Tom Brady. So how is it that they can flex back Tom Brady and a legendary team like the Raiders, but they can keep the Cowboys on TV? That is what I'm saying, folks. They try to tell you, oh, this is what people want. This is what people want. But is it the fact that people want this, or you're force feeding it down their throats? It's almost like, to me, right? It's almost like Floyd Mayweather. Like, you think about Floyd Mayweather. It's rather people going to order Floyd Mayweather fights for two reasons. They're going to order Floyd Mayweather fights if they're a fan, or they want to see Floyd Mayweather finally take an L. It's like you're force feeding it down our throats to a point where people are just tired of hearing about it. And people just watch it so they can look at the demise of that particular team. But then they'll be like, well, at least y'all watching it. It's because you're forcing us to. I don't care who it is. If let's just say, for example, if the Khan family emerged as being one of the faces of the NFL. And the Jacksonville Jaguars were always on television, always on TV. Everybody was talking about the Jacksonville Jaguars. Eventually, Jacksonville Jaguars would take the place of the Dallas Cowboys in the minds of the fan base. People will want to see the Jacksonville Jaguars fail, or they will want to see them win a game. But like I said, don't keep on shoving something down my throat and keep on saying, oh, you want this. Nobody want this, man. Nobody want to see no Dallas Cowboys. No, what his name is, Ben DiNucci? Venanucci? You know what I'm saying? Dude sounds like a guy he sounds like a white guy that shoots threes in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think about Benanucci, you know what I'm saying? Like, he played a shooting guard for the Nets or something like that. When you need a crucial three late in the game, you pass it to Benanucci. You know what I'm saying? That's what it sounds like to me. You know, like, nobody cares about no Dallas Cowboys. Like, seriously, man. All right, don't keep force feeding something down my throat and tell me that it's something that I want. Straight up. Cowboys with a third string quarterback at that. Exactly. Nobody ain't trying to see that. Nobody want to see that, but the media just want to keep on shoving these folks down our throats. And they wonder why the Saints have an us versus them mentality. They hate us. They definitely hate the Saints. And it's not even just about television coverage. It's about these referees as well, man. I don't care what anybody says. People are talking about, oh, there was a good call. Where the hell was the whistle? Somebody explain this to me. How is it that the referees can go out here and they can correct another referee and change a play, but when it comes to like certain plays that be beneficial to teams, guys can't do anything about it, right? So, like, how is it that they can overturn, you know what I'm saying, a forced fumble, but they can't, you know what I'm saying, but you can't overturn, you know what I'm saying, a play that was clearly pass interference? I just think that it's a parody at this point. Like, seriously, I think that the NFL is about parody. You know, it's about talking about particular teams. It's about elevating certain teams, elevating certain players. And I just feel like the parody right now is the Saints and the referees. So it's almost like, you know, you watch a show or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? You know, I put it like this. All right. It's like watching Garfield and Friends back in the day, right? It's about Garfield. He know when Odie was at the edge of the table, he would kick Odie off the table. You know what I'm saying? And like, you as a fan of Garfield and Friends, like, you look forward to watching Garfield kick Odie off the table. That's what it is with the Saints. It's like the Saints, the narrative now is the Saints get screwed by the referees. So now it's like always like a factor in a game. And it's always Sean Payton on the sidelines. Oh, Sean Payton going at it with the referees. And it's always Monday morning quarterback talking about what the referees did to the Saints. So I don't know what it is right now, but I do know this. It just seems like to me, like they watch Saints players much closer than they watch other players. And they don't allow the Saints any type of leeway when it comes to, technique in the secondary. I don't care if it's like nip and tuck, if it's close, if it's kind of close, if it's tit for tat, they're going to throw a flag on the Saints. And like I said, it's becoming an absolute parody right now. So I don't know what the hell it is, but I don't know. The way that the Saints are structured, it just plays right into the hands of the referees. And they're going to continue to do that, man. They're going to continue to do it. And they're going to continue to tick us off as fans. You so right, TJ. These refs, man, yeah, they definitely got it out for the Saints, and I just feel like it just, like I said, I just think that it's almost ingrained in the fabric of the NFL right now. You know, three things are certain: debt, taxes, and the referee screwing the Saints. Jeremy says that was clearly a fumble. They made sure they forced over a good thing. It wasn't a playoff game. Yeah, you know. And anybody is saying, okay, well, they didn't know the Saints were, going to give up that field goal from Cairo Santos. Yeah, they probably didn't know that, but they know analytics, and they knew that if the way that the Saints defense is structured, there's a strong possibility that Nick Foles can drive the ball down the field to score a touchdown or put them in field goal range. Like, they know that, man. So anything to try to make the game interesting, I just feel like they just try to do that at the expense of the Saints. And the Saints got to continuously, like, rip these victories off because These referees ain't trying to give them nothing. Already read that. We not losing the 49ers. Maybe the Chiefs. Who knows, man? I mean, very interesting. Who that? Us against the world, basically. Sanchez said, not even days of our lives can produce drama like a Saints game can. Nah, you definitely right about that. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. Seriously, man. Like, I like watching the Harlem Globetrotters versus a villain team. Are you talking about the Washington Generals? Because that's the only team I know they play. Elizabeth says, no lies. I'm serious, man. Like, I just feel like that's just a part of the game now. Refs clearly aren't calling games fair. Don't put the games in the hands of the refs. Well, Keen Arthur, I mean, that's just the way they structured, man. That's the way they structured. The Saints are structured to be, a tit-for-tat team. They're not an explosive team at this stage. They're not. Okay? They're not going to blow teams out. They're not going to beat teams by 3 and 4 touchdowns like they used to. It's never going to be that way anymore. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like, they're going to always be nip and tuck games. And, with these referees, it's just going to be blatantly obvious. Why is anything not reviewable? Everything should be able to be reviewed. I think they do that, Jordan, due to because if everything was reviewable, then the games would go on for a long period of time. All I'm saying is, man, I just feel like the referees, like I said, they don't want to give the Saints nothing. And it really ticks me off as a fan because I'll be watching some of these games, man. I'm looking at some of this technique from these other teams. And I'm like, man, well, Lattimore and them doing the same thing. Jenkins doing the same thing. So I don't know, man. Y'all got lucky yesterday. No, I'm not going to say we got lucky because if you look at the Saints over the last couple of weeks, I mean, they've been winning games the same way, man. So I can't even call it luck right now. This is a resilient football team. This is a team that will not die. This is a team that you basically going to have to really beat them because as long as they got time on the clock, they feel like they got a chance. Deontay Harris put Rhodes on skates last year, and Aikman said he's becoming a good little route runner last night. So disrespectful. I don't feel like that was disrespectful because if you look at Deontay Harris, he wasn't ever really designed to be a part of the Saints offensive scheme. And the fact that he elevated his game from just being a kick returner, all-pro kick and punt returner, by the way, for him to elevate his game to a point where he's actually out there catching passes, I think that's was a compliment by Troy Aikman. And he is a small guy. He is. He's about 5'6", about 170, 180 pounds, so he's not lying. And if he continues to run routes and get better at his route running, better at his pass catching, I mean, he can be the Saints version of Tyreek Hill. I mean, he has the speed. He has the elusiveness. So you can. How you call it luck when we are down wide receiver 1 and 2? Yeah, man. How do you call it? How do you call it luck when you missing 2 cornerbacks in one game, right? The Saints missed 2 of their starting cornerbacks in the game. How you calling it luck when your star wide receiver, offensive player of the year go down? How are you calling it luck when your number 2 guy that you signed to be the complement to your number 1 receiver go down? How is it? You know what I'm saying? How is it that your offensive lineman can leave in a game? How is it that your right tackle, the best right tackle in football, can leave a game with a concussion and you still find ways to win? How is it? How is it, folks? How is that luck? Sometimes you just got to look at it. Sometimes you got to look at it for what it is. And you got to look at it to say, man, damn, this team smell like smoke because it's been through fire, man. Look, I don't care about everybody just kind of fall into this whole trap that the NFL and the national media tries to tell you. They make it seem like style points are important. No, they're not. I feel like this, okay? The Kansas City Chiefs blew out the New York Jets. I mean, what else is new? But at the end of the day, the Saints beating the Chicago Bears by 3 and the Kansas City Chiefs beating the Jets by how many they beat them by. I mean, it still ended up this being the same thing, which is a victory, a win. I don't care anything about how many points the Saints didn't beat this team by. Did you win the game? Okay. Did you win? Did you do enough? Did you make enough plays? Did you have more points than the opposition at the end of the game? That's all I care about. That's all I care about. I think if we up here trying to look at style points, if we're trying to make our move, we're trying to dictate our move based on the Saints, blowing teams out, then I feel sorry for you, because that's not how this team is going to be structured. They just not. They're going to be a phone booth type team. Not only did we lose our right tackle, but we lost our best defender against Khalil Mack. Yep. I mean, that's true. You know, the Saints have been down all season long. A win is a win no matter how you get the W. Yep. No matter if you win by 3 or you win by 40. A win is a win. Saints versus Chiefs should have happened years ago. Well, should have probably happened in 2018. Well, I mean, the Patriots won that game, but who knows? I surely hope that's what it is. I guess you're talking to Shy right there. That's Breeze pastime. Traquan at the end was vintage. Yeah. I mean, that first down by Traquan Smith was pretty clutch. I'm not going to lie to you about that. How is it look when wide receiver 1 and 2 and breakout wide receiver Callaway goes out and we're still winning? Come on, man. Go get you a cold cup and sit down. I just think that people just, like I said, their mind is just so focused on blowouts. And they feel like, well, if we don't blow out a team, then it don't mean nothing. Whatever. Keep believing that if you want to, man. Keep believing that if you want to. Will Clutch, TJ. Yeah, Boozy, man. Hey, I'm not trying to be no egomaniac or anything like that, but I'm just gonna call it for what it is, man. I was the first person that was out here calling Will Lutz Will Clutch. Now all of a sudden, I'm seeing it all up in magazines, all up on newspaper articles. I'm hearing people say that. I've been calling this dude Will Clutch since about 2017. Okay, I haven't heard nobody say nothing about no Will Clutch. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, you read the newspaper articles. Somebody watching the State of the Saints podcast. Somebody watching the show. Okay, I appreciate it, but I would love for somebody to give me my credit. Okay, because I was calling Will Lutz Will Clutch. Okay, and I've heard a couple people call him, big N-word clutch. You know what I'm saying? Not the N-word that everybody do, but y'all know what it is. It rhymes with Lutz, okay? I mean, I heard a couple people saying that, right? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I think your boy Jay put it in there. But I definitely was calling Will Lutz Will Clutch. Now I'm looking at NOLA.com, and I'm looking at some people in the sports media calling them that. I love all of them. You know what I'm saying? Shouts out to all of them. If you've been watching the State of the Saints podcast, I probably had about 95% of the New Orleans Saints beat writers on the State of the Saints podcast. I got love for every last one of them. All I want them to do is put respect on your boy name. That's it. That's all I need right there. That's all I need, man. I appreciate, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate them using my content. I ain't got no problem with that. I like how sometimes, you know what I'm saying, some of the questions that I be asking, end up finding their way to the team. I like that too. But all I'm asking you to do is give me my credit. Put some respect on your boy name. Okay, that's all I'm asking. Robert, thank you very much for the $2.99. Says Breeze seems like he not taking big shots downfield. I think at this particular point, Rob, I mean, it is what it is, man. I ain't got no problem with it as long as the Saints winning football games. Who cares? Okay. And I think Drew Brees is doing something that he feel like is necessary. He understands that if he's throwing the ball short, there's a strong possibility where he won't turn the ball over. I understand that. I mean, he threw one pass down the field in the Chicago Bears game. It wasn't the best pass. It was the pass to Traquan Smith, but hey, it is what it is. And then he threw another pass down the field, ended up being a pass interference call. It was a Deontay Harris when he got I don't know if that was Eddie Jackson or not on that double. No, it was Fuller. It was Fuller. He got Fuller on that double move, and it was a pass interference. So he did throw the ball downfield twice. We missing wide receivers that are good on our team. Facts, TJ, I heard you say it back on the audio only podcast. Thank you. Thank you, Chosen. That's all I'm saying, man. Like I said, I ain't trying to be up here trying to be an egomaniac or nothing like that, man. All I'm saying is it's just funny how it just found its way to the local newspaper and the local, the local website articles. I ain't got no problem with it. All I'm saying is I just want my credit. Man. I think nothing wrong with that, In the playoffs, he better care. We will get exposed. Well, we got to get to the playoffs first. We got to keep winning football games. Saints still got some games they got to play. I mean, you still got to play Denver in Denver. I don't care what anybody says. That's a tough outing. You going up to, Mile High. Man, that air is very thin. It can play a huge role in the game, and how the Saints play. When they go up to Denver, it has not been good for them. So you gotta look at that one. You gotta look at Kansas City. You gotta look at San Francisco. You gotta look at the fact that you gotta play the Falcons twice. I mean, you laugh at the Falcons, but the Falcons are not an easy out, and you gotta play Carolina. So I mean, this is no way, shape, or form over. The Saints gotta continue to win and stack these victories. What CJ Gardner-Johnson say to Williams for him to react like that? I don't know. I don't know what he said. I don't have a clue. Anthony says exactly. Throwing deep doesn't win games. Yeah, I mean that's true too. I think it's all about being efficient. That's what it's all about. It's about being efficient. It's about throwing the ball. Where it needs to be, rather it be short or long. Okay. Hold on for a second, folks. I apologize. Hold on one second. Oh, yeah? Okay. Oh, yeah. For the door right there. Okay. Yeah. All right. I apologize, folks. We had maintenance guys coming into our place to fix something. I apologize for that. I know normally I don't walk off like that. Let's see. Jason says, for what? Mike says, I don't think we beat the Chiefs. Defense won't be able to keep up. I don't know about that, man. I don't know about that. I think that you're underestimating the team on that one. We probably didn't think they were going to be able to keep up with the 49ers when they were red hot when they came into the Superdome. But, hey, look what we did. Well, they need to use those guys next man up. You saw Drew doesn't trust really no one, but he usually suspect. Play calling was terrible, very predictable. I don't think that the play calling was predictable just because you don't know who was going to get the ball. I just think that it's not like how when Michael Thomas was there, Michael Thomas probably was going to get a slant or an out or, like a 10 and in or something like that. Like you can't zero in on these wide receivers. Like, can you comfortably say that you knew the type of route that Juwan Johnson was going to run? Do you confidently know what route that Deontay Harris was going to run? You don't. Yeah, you don't know what they're going to run. Ask Michael Thomas what he said. I don't know. I don't know what Michael Thomas I don't know what he said to Michael Thomas, and I don't know what he said to Javon Wims. It just looked like he probably was mad about a face mask. So maybe it was the fact that he yanked off the mouthpiece. Excuse me. He yanked off the mouthpiece, and maybe he was talking trash on top of that. Those TV analysts were hoping the Saints lose so they could see if Tom Brady could do it. Drew couldn't do it either. Narrative, but since we won, it crickets on these sports shows. Yeah, man, because I just think that they want to give more praise because let's just be real about this, man. The narrative that they have set involves Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, okay? So it is about who is better, you know what I'm saying? Who can gain more success outside of the other? Is it Tom Brady going to Tampa or is it Bill Belichick out there in New England with Cam Newton? And Now, you know what I'm saying, Tampa is winning. You want to put all the focus on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You don't want to praise the opposition. You know what I'm saying? You want to praise Tom Brady to elevate him, to make him seem more legit than Bill Belichick is right now. Because that's the narrative. Who's better? Who's winning? Who's more successful without the other? That's what the narrative is right now. So the Saints, honestly, are basically just a linchpin. You know what I'm saying? They ruining the plans. Because, you know, I'm pretty sure when the Saints had all these different difficulties and stuff like that, I'm pretty sure in the back of the media's mind, they were happy because they felt like, well, maybe Drew Brees and the Saints won't be a threat. But here they are. They still here. They're still competing. And, you know, it is what it is. I think Trey Hendrickson could be a all-pro with more snaps. I already said that, man. I already said Trey Hendrickson going to be on somebody else's team next year. Rather going to be the football team. Rather it's going to be the Broncos somewhere. But he's going to be a starter on somebody's team, man. He's going to be making a lot of money. I said that before, and somebody laughed at me. Somebody said, man, you don't know what you're talking about. TJ, man, he just a backup. Okay. So how those 5.5 sacks looking right now? I mean, 5.5 or 6 sacks. How they looking right now? Don't look like a backup to me. Look like a guy that's leading his team in sacks. Look like a guy that's trying to put himself in a position in free agency to be a starter on somebody's team. That's what it looks like to me. So I don't know. Sometimes I know what I'm talking about. Not all the time, but sometimes I do know what I'm talking about. Jared says, I hope everyone is doing well in their areas. Yeah, man, I hope everybody's power is coming back on out there on the Gulf Coast. And, you know, I hope everybody's family is doing well. Hopefully you didn't, if you got some damage, hopefully it's nothing significant. And hope all your family is doing fine as well. New Orleans for life, TJ. Yeah, man, no matter where I go, I'm New Orleans through and through. Was born and raised there, and I'm happy. I'm happy to say I'm from there. They better not let Tyreek Hill get open because it will be a touchdown every time. Yeah, man, they're going to have to play him back. They're definitely going to have to play him back, you know, because if he get behind you, that's a wrap. That is a wrap. Marcus Davenport, a dog when healthy. Yeah, man, he's been playing really good. He's been getting pressure on the quarterback. He's been, sacking a quarterback. I mean, he got the first sack of the game on yesterday. I mean, it was a half a sack, but nevertheless, it was indeed a sack. The analyst on Get Up says, we're not championship contenders. I don't think they're taking in the facts, and we're doing all this with injuries and playing against the refs every week. Yeah, but like I said, that's the narrative, man. The narrative doesn't involve the Saints. The narrative is about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady. It's about Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. That's what I said. I mean, that has been the talk. That has been the narrative, right? The separation between Belichick and Brady. Brady is out here in Tampa. They want to elevate and talk about Tampa every single week, and they want to talk about Bill Belichick. You know, they want to say who is going to win. And I just feel like the Saints are spoiling the plans. I mean, I'm pretty sure when everybody started to go down and they started dealing with these injuries, they thought that the Saints would just be, you know, go away. But it is what it is. Robert says, I have the Saints team as a dark horse in the NFC. Reminds me of the 06 team. Y'all be safe in New Orleans and Texas. Yeah, man. And shouts out to everybody out there, in New Orleans and Texas, man. Y'all be safe. Kerrigan for Washington wants trade. I'm pretty sure he do, man. When you start to get up there in age, that's when you want to start cementing your legacy, man. You want to get a shot at a championship. So I'm pretty sure Ryan Kerrigan wants to leave. And I'm pretty sure Allen Robinson wants to leave too. I'm pretty sure he wants to leave Chicago, man. He was not happy on that sideline. Word is CJ spit on dude. I hope not, man. We can't have that down the stretch. They will be watching him. Now I don't think he did. I don't think he did, but I don't know. I don't know if a dude react like that. You know what I'm saying? It had to be something serious, man, for him to get out of his position like that. How do you think we're going to play our defense Sunday? Our zone got 8 up, and Bucks got 3 wide receivers and a special tight end. I would say that most likely they're going to play man to man. You know what I'm saying? Going to play man coverage because I just think that they're going to play man coverage. You know, I think they're going to put the best on the best. They're going to try to do what they can, you know what I'm saying, to try to neutralize those guys. But yeah, that zone, you know what I'm saying, I just feel like Tom Brady will eat that up. You know, he going to find like the soft spots in that zone and he going to carve them guys up. First team to play in the hometown Super Bowl would be the Buccaneers. That's the narrative. Exactly. That's the narrative. Why do the Saints play so well when they have a lot of injuries? Remember, same thing in Chicago last year. I take it just because guys take accountability. You know, they feel like when one guy goes down, it's a next man up mentality, right? It's about the next man up. So I think they kind of take that very, very serious. No doubt about that. Let's see. TJ, is Rankins hurt? Yeah, Rankins going to be out several weeks. He has a MCL injury, so probably not going to be seeing Rankins probably for at least about 7 to 8 weeks, man, at the most. Trey had 5.5 sacks versus Clowney 0 sacks. I'm glad he chose the Titans. Well, what a difference a couple weeks make, right? You know, everybody thought like, oh, we didn't get Clowney, it was the worst thing ever. Now look at him. I mean, stealing money, which, like I said, man, y'all know why I stand with Clowney, man. Y'all know why I stand. Tim, thank you very much. Said, finally caught you the morning. The Saints have made my heart drop on so many occasions, but it's who that for life. What's the game plan for Sunday? The game plan for Sunday is to have more points than the Buccaneers, Tim. That's my game plan. Like, honestly, I just feel like, look, the Saints aren't going to stop the Tampa Bay Buccaneers from doing things offensively, but they're going to have to combat it. They're going to have to maybe, go toe-to-toe with them. You know, they're going to have to make sure that they can match these guys, and they're going to have to be able to make some stops. And they're going to have to get some pressure on Tom Brady, okay? You put pressure on Tom Brady, then you have yourself some success. But if they allow the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offensive line to give Tom Brady time, he is going to pick them apart, okay? So the Saints are going to have to, number one, they are going to not – okay, let me put it like this. They won't be able to show – Tom Brady nothing. Don't show Tom Brady nothing. Like, don't just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if you like in a huddle and then all of a sudden, like when you see Tom Brady go to the line, then you disperse. You know what I'm saying? Like, do it like that. Like, don't give him like no type of looks or anything like that. Right? You know, I think that's something that they have to do. Like, don't show him no looks. Like, huddle up, and then when he about to snap the ball, then, you know what I'm saying, then y'all run out and you know what I'm saying, and play in some type of position. But don't show him no pre-snap looks because he will pick you apart. TJ, what's your reaction if the Giants beat the Bucs? That's funny right there, Mike. That's funny. There's no way in the world that the Buccaneers are going to lose to the Giants. Like, let's just be real about this, man. There's no way in the world they're going to lose to the Giants. No way. Not happening. Man, I would love to see Sheldon and Davenport have an injury-free season. I think they both could have double-digit sacks. Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like the loss of Davenport is way more significant than Sheldon Rankins, and I like Sheldon, man. I'm hoping that this man can handle up on his business. I'm hoping that this injury issues can finally, you know what I'm saying, like subside. But you got a lot of depth at the interior line position, okay? And Dave Yamada has been playing better than all those guys. And Malcolm Brown is good, and Malcolm Roach is good, and Shai Tuttle is good. So I don't think the Saints should have an issue at the interior line position. I really don't. I feel like that's probably the deepest position that they have. With Davenport is out, like it's really significant. The Giants ain't no pushover team. Well, They sure do a fine job of showing that they'll push over team. I mean, they say they're gonna play tough, but okay, this is the only thing that can kind of save them, right? Coach Judge of the New York Giants. The fact that Joe Judge, I think that's his name, if I'm not mistaken. Am I right or am I wrong? Joe Judge. The fact that he actually came from New England and the fact that he knows Tom Brady, that may help the Giants a tad bit. And maybe, I'm just saying, folks, I mean, he does have some friends in high places. So who's to say that Joe Judge didn't call up Bill Belichick and was like, Bill, can you give me a little bit more footage on Tom Brady? Who knows? Who knows, folks? I mean, could Bill Belichick be on his petty? Could he be like, okay, I'll give you a little something. Can you give me a little information that I can use to help me win this game against Tom Brady? You never know, folks. You never know. Your boy Jay, thank you for the $2. Says, keep up the great work, TJ. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, man. Watching the game yesterday, we need a better pass rush. I just think we need a more consistent pass rush. I think the word consistent, Brandon, I think that's the word to use. And we need consistent pass rush because the Saints, they had what, 4 sacks in this game? 5? 4 or 5? One or the other. So the way that I look at it, like, they have a pass rush. It just comes and goes. It needs to be consistent. I'm hoping they beat the Bucks. We had 5 sacks. Thank you very much, Eugene. I appreciate that. Always coming through the clutch, man. I always got people that's right there with the stats, man. I appreciate that. You know, all we are going onto here is we play Monday night on the road after we win Sunday night. I don't care, man. I just, like I said, I don't care how the Saints beat the Bucks. I just want them to win. I'm tired of these Buccaneers fans. Like, you would think these guys ain't been in the basement. TJ, will all receivers be back? I'm pretty sure they will, Chosen. I'm pretty sure they will. Read my Kamara comment. Let me see. Kamara leads the league in total yards with 1 less game than most teams because of the bye week. And he's not being talked about at all in the media. Yeah. Because, like I said, they have a narrative to do, you know. But to me, he better be Offensive Player of the Year. Way that dude playing. Chargers are trying to trade Desmond King. We need to go out to get him. We need to do whatever we can to try to get some better talent up in here, man. We need some depth. We need some tacklers. We need some rough riders. I'm going to read a few more, and then I'm going to get up out of here, folks. As y'all know, man, I had to work all night last night, so I'm gonna read a few more and then we just go ahead and end the show, man. I appreciate y'all for being a part of the show. Saints Forever says, I can't wait till our team is healthy. Then we see our Saints back. Yeah, I hope so, you know. And then the thing about it is, you know, Michael Thomas hasn't played since week 1. So, you know, I know he has some ankle and some hamstring injuries, but for the most part, he's pretty healthy. And it's not like he was setting the world on fire in that game. He only had like 17 yards and I think maybe 2 catches in that game. So you should be pretty fresh, my friend. TJ, do you think the Saints should sign Earl Thomas to help out the secondary? I wouldn't mind, you know, bringing him in, talking to him, seeing where his head at. If he answers all the right questions, he check all the boxes, then yeah, you get him. If we got Gilmore, it's Super Bowl. Thank you for the $2, Tim. Yeah, I mean, it will help. I don't know if it will help them win a Super Bowl, but it will make them closer. Thanks, TJ. Have a good day. Who that? State of the Saints family. Thank you, Charles. Appreciate that. And Derek says, appreciate you, TJ. Stay blessed and your family. Appreciate that, Derek. And we're going to end it with Darcy saying, CJ reminds me of Malcolm. I don't know in what regards, TJ, if you were to make a trade, who would you trade away from our team? If I can trade away a player, it would be, man, if I can get something from him, it'd probably be Marcus Williams. if I can get something for him. But if I'm just being realistic, who would I trade? Who would I trade realistically? If I had to, it would be Taysom Hill. I'll trade Taysom Hill. I'll trade Taysom for somebody that can be beneficial to my team. So, I would trade Taysom or Marcus Williams. Okay, I'm just being realistic here. I'm being realistic. You're not going. I see somebody have PJ Williams. Derek said PJ Williams. Let's just be realistic, man. You won't. You can't get a box of Fruit Loops for PJ Williams right now, man. You can't get, like, you couldn't get a luncheon meat sandwich for this boy right now. Like you couldn't get I don't know, man. You couldn't get a strawberry parfait for this dude right now. So we got to be realistic here. You're not going to get anybody for no PJ Williams. I just want to let that be known right now. But thank y'all so much for being a part of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for spending your Monday morning with yours truly. And subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com, search The State of the Saints podcast, facebook.com, search The State of the Saints podcast, and previous episodes available on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Anchor FM. Thank you so much. Happy that the Saints won, and we're looking forward to breaking down the Saints versus Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. It's going to be a wild, crazy game, but we're going to be ready. And like always, all I got to say is, who dat?